total, there are going to be 10 types of military material involved. And the first system that appears is the Typhoon VDV K-4386 Armored Special Purpose Vehicle, where VDV in Typhoon VDV stands for Airborne Troops. The K-4386 4x4 is an MRAP-type vehicle that is designed for combat operations of airborne or air assault units in all conditions and environments, and can serve as basis for creating protected, air-dropped vehicles for combat support units. The vehicle has a carrying armored hull, which, having increased rigidity and strength, allows the vehicle to be air-dropped safely using a parachute system. It is the only MRAP-type vehicle in the world capable of being air-dropped. The total weight of the vehicle is 15 tons and the crew is 7 people. A 350 horsepower multi-fuel diesel engine, together with a 9-speed manual transmission and independent suspension, gives the MRAP an ability to easily overcome various obstacles and move at high speeds, both on the highway and on rough terrain. Maximum speed is 100 kilometers per hour. The vehicle is capable of negotiating various obstacles, including forcing fordings of up to 1.5 meters deep without preparation. The combined protection of the armored hull provides protection against small arms, shell fragments and explosive devices. The vehicle is equipped with energy-absorbing seats for the crew and troopers, and together with the V-shaped hull and other technical solutions, help withstand mine blasts as powerful as 6 kgs of TNT. The K-4386 armored vehicle is equipped with a combat remote control module with a 30mm automatic gun and a 7.62mm coaxial machine gun, which is capable of detecting and hitting various types of targets from hulls and on the move, day and night, in any weather conditions, any season, no matter what. The Typhoon VDV is going to demonstrate its fire capabilities of the 30mm remotely controlled gun against targets at a distance of 1,500 meters. The maximum range is up to 4,000 meters, while the aimed range of the HEF rounds is 2,000 meters. The gun is stabilized in 2 planes, which ensures high fire accuracy, especially on the move. You can get more detailed information about the Typhoon VDV at the static display of Rosabaron Expert at the Patriot Park Exhibition Center, or at the pavilion of its OEM joint stock company Rem Diesel. There are displayed other vehicles of the Typhoon K family. So now, let's get ready for fire. While the Typhoons are leaving the range, another type of material intended for airborne units is emerging on the right side, and these are the BMD-4M airborne assault vehicles. The BMD-4M AAVs are designed to equip airborne units in order to increase their maneuverability and fire capabilities. The vehicle can be operated together with other types of armored weapons and equipment day and night, any season, in any climatic and weather conditions. The BMD-4M is an airborne, tracked, combat and also amphibious vehicle which can be airdropped or air-landed, even with the crew inside the vehicle. The combat weight of the BMD-4M is 14 tons. Maximum speed on the highway reaches 70 kilometers per hour. Fuel endurance is 500 kilometers. The combat vehicle is capable of overcoming water obstacles without preparation afloat at a speed of up to 10 kilometers per hour. It can fire while in water with all types of weapons. The main armament of the BMD-4M includes a 100mm gun and missile launcher, a 30mm automatic gun, and a coaxial 7.62mm machine gun of the PKTM type. The commander and gunner of the BMD-4M have equal opportunities for targets reconnaissance and fire delivery. The commander is capable of firing all weapon systems, both day and night, except for a guided missile, which is still the responsibility solely of the gunner. The optics installed on the BMD-4M airborne assault vehicle ensures effective fire in all weather conditions during nighttime in dusty and smoky atmosphere amid active optical interference and against heat flares that the enemy can use. The improved rangefinder channel of the main gunner's sight is incorporated into a single unit with the sighting channel and significantly increases efficiency of ground and air targets engagement. Automated digital all-day jam-resistant fire control system provides automatic target tracking and firing from closed firing positions. The transmission is hydromechanical, 4-speed, with power takeoff for water jets that provide movement in water, and a pump drive of the hydraulic system of the vehicle. The BMD-4M AAVs are ready to fire. First, they are going to launch guided rounds, namely 3 UBK-23-3 against a tank-type target out to a distance of 4,000 meters. The maximum range of guided missiles is 5,500 meters. Though it's a bit smoky. So, now this is an HEF round of 100mm caliber against the target as far as 1,500 meters. HEF rounds can be sent out to 7,000 meters with the firing rate of up to 10 rounds per minute. Now the AAV starts moving and fires 30mm gun. Right, while the powerful BMD-4M, I was actually about awestruck with the performance of the 30mm gun they have. But now, on the right side, the well-known armored personnel carriers of the Russian production are coming, and these are the BTR-82A and the latest modification of the BTR family of Russian APCs, the BTR-82AT. And this is its first appearance in a demo show of this kind. They have been in service all over the world. Russian BTRs are in service in over 30 countries on different continents in various geographic and climatic conditions. In the Army, in Marine Corps, and they have been widely employed in many peacekeeping missions. The BTR-82A is a combat-wheeled amphibious vehicle designed to transport motorized rifle units and provide fire support to them on the battlefield. The troopers can also deliver fire from the vehicle using portholes. The BTR-82A armored personnel carrier is a product of a deep modernization of the BTR-80A APC, boasting improved performance and operational characteristics. The combat weight is 16 tons, crew is 10 people. The firepower of the armored personnel carrier has been increased by installing a unified combat module with a combined day-night sight, electric drives and a digital two-plane weapon stabilizer. The effective range of the HEF round is 3,600 meters. The rate of fire is at least 300 rounds per minute. The combat effectiveness of the BTR-82A is double that of the BTR-80. The level of protection has been enhanced through use of anti-splinter liners made of aramid materials in the interior of the body, as well as through installation of an improved multiple-use fire extinguishing system. The BTR-82As are also outfitted with smokescreen lane system that significantly helps lower visibility of the vehicle. The inhabited compartment has been improved and now includes an autonomous heater, air conditioner and diesel generator, making the APC more convenient and comfortable for the crew and troopers. Installation of a more powerful engine that yields 300 horsepower, new transmission and suspension elements made it possible to increase average speeds over rough terrain, ride smoothness, reliability of the chassis as a whole, and increase the overall life of the vehicle. The amphibious qualities of the armored personnel carrier have retained at the same level despite all the improvements. The maximum speed is at least 80 km per hour. Fuel endurance is 700 km, while it can move in water as fast as 9 km per hour. The BTR-82AT, as we said before, is the latest modification of the family, and it is its first appearance on a demo show. He participates for the first time in such a demo. The main direction of modernization was meant to achieve improved firing accuracy, enhanced target detection and recognition range, reduced time for fire preparation and delivery, and also to improve protection level. These goals have been reached through installation of a new combined gunner's sight with a thermal imaging channel and special sled armor. The new sight has a field of view stabilized in the vertical plane, is equipped with a thermal imager, a ballistic computer and a laser rangefinder. The aiming angle is calculated and entered into the system automatically, which made it possible to increase the firing accuracy by 1.5 times and significantly reduce the first shot preparation time. Thanks to the thermal imaging channel, the target detection range at night has increased to 3,000 meters. The BTRs are ready for fire, and now they're going to use the 30mm guns. Another development of the military-industrial company, this is the company that produces BTRs and also the K-17 infantry fighting vehicle dubbed Boomerang that is now appearing to your right. That is a wheeled combat vehicle armed with the Berejok combat module, and it is intended for transportation of infantry and special units both on roads and over rough terrains. It is capable of overcoming water barriers without preparation. The combat vehicle provides fire support for units in battle, engages manpower, armored vehicles and low-flying, low-speed aerial targets. Its armor level ensures protection of the crew and troops against small arms, landmines, improvised explosive devices, shell fragments and weapons of mass destruction. The K-17 is a conceptually new amphibious wheeled armored combat vehicle which complies with modern market requirements and has adapted a new layout scheme when disembarkation of troops is carried out through a door in the rear of the vehicle. The total weight of the IFV is 28.6 tons. The total seating capacity is 11 servicemen, 3 of the crew plus 8 troopers. High mobility characteristics of the Boomerang IFV are ensured by a diesel engine of 750 horsepower, automatic hydromechanic 6-speed gearbox and independent suspension. The speed on highway is at least 100 km per hour and fuel endurance is 800 kilometers. The K-17 combat vehicle is fitted with the Berejok combat module that boasts stabilized weapon stations. The armament of the vehicle allows for effective operation and engagement of a wide range of targets, day and night, in all weather conditions, from halts, on the move, and also in water. The armament of the K-17 IFV includes a 30mm gun, a 30mm grenade launcher, a 7.62mm machine gun, and 2 paired ATGM launchers installed either side of the turret. The Cornet anti-tank guided missiles ensure destruction of highly protected ground targets equipped with ERA and active defense systems at a distance of up to 8,000 meters. The Cornet can be fired by twos, one after another, in one guided in one laser beam, which allows to overcome active protection systems of the enemy's armor. Protection system of the K-17 is of multi-level modular design and can vary and augment it in the future. The armored hull with a V-shaped belly, which is clearly visible from the rear, is capable of withstanding small arms, shell fragments, as well as explosion of mines and improvised explosive devices. A climate control system installed in the K-17 combat vehicle augments the living and working conditions of the crew and troopers. Today, the K-17 is going to show the performance of different of its weapon systems. And the vehicle is at the firing position. We are actually expecting it to start with the ATGM. So it's going to launch a tandem of ATGMs at a tank-type target located at a distance of 4,000 meters. Double hit. As I said, this is the special characteristic of the Cornet system, that they can be fired by twos in one laser beam, thus providing penetration against, well, all the active protection systems of modern. A dense fire of the 30mm gun on the move. Now you can hear the muffled sounds of discharges. This is the work of the 30mm grenade launcher. And farther in the field, at a distance of about 1,000 meters from us, you can see and hear the explosions of the grenades. I would like to know that the Boomerang IFV and the BTR-82AT were given by military industrial company here for this demonstration. And while the Boomerang is finished in the lab, showcasing how good an 8x8 can perform on challenging unpaved roads, we transfer your attention to the vehicle making appearance to your left. This is the BMP-3 infantry fighting vehicle with the Sinitsa combat module. The BMP-3 tracked IFVs are designed for transportation of ground forces units, combat and fire support of dismounted troops, even when forcing water basins. The infantry fighting vehicle is adapted for transportation by rail, water, air and road transport. The total combat weight does not exceed 18.9 tons. The crew consists of 3 people and 7 troops can be transported in the inhabited compartment. Maximum speed of the BMP-3 on the highway reaches 70 kilometers. Fuel endurance is 600 kilometers. The combat vehicle is capable of overcoming water obstacles without preparation afloat at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour. It can fire when in water all types of armament. What is interesting is its combat module, the Sinitsa, Russian for tomtit, a bird. Combat module is an improved fighting compartment of the BMP-3 IF, which retains its powerful armament, including a 100mm gun and a missile launcher, with an ammunition load of 40 HEF rounds and 4 anti-tank guided missiles, a 30mm automatic gun with an ammunition load of 500 rounds, and a 7.62mm machine gun with 2,000 cartridges. The Sinitsa module is fundamentally different from previous modules, as it has panoramic sights stabilized in 2 planes with thermal imaging and range-finding channel, thanks to which the commander and gunner have the ability to see further at night, recognize the enemy earlier and fire against both ground and aerial targets. The BMP-3 present today can be called a robotic IFV, it is specialty, and it is fitted with a special set of equipment that enables the combat vehicle to be remotely controlled, both the chassis movement and armament systems. The BMP-3 can be operated by the crew remotely by an operator or can run along a preset program input before the mission with or without satellite navigation data. The combat vehicle is at the firing line and it's ready for fire, but before it opens fire, the crew is disembarking the vehicle, we can see, and they're leaving the vehicle to the operator. So further on, the BMP-3 will be remotely controlled by an operator. This today is the debut for the robotic BMP-3, which was designed jointly by Joint Stock Company National Research Institute Signal and PJSC Kurgan Machine Building Plant, both daughter companies of the NPO High Precision Systems. It is demonstrated on a range for the first time. So it's going to demonstrate the firepower of the 30mm cannon out to a distance of 1,300 meters, where APC-type targets are located. The maximum firing range of the 30mm gun is 4,000 meters, while 100mm guided missiles go as far as 5,500 meters. The main task of the robotic vehicle is offensive reconnaissance, where it helps save lives of servicemen. Such an IFV can be used for fire support of motorized infantry in the most dangerous situations. For example, it can head convoys in offensive, battle in dense urban environment, as well as conduct combat missions on the front line together with tank units. While we're waiting for the BMP-3 to leave the firing range, we would like to draw your attention to the next episode. And the next stage of the demonstration starts differently because we're not expecting any vehicle to appear. Please take a look at the field. There, on both sides of the range, are two mortar systems, namely two S4 tulpan or tulip flower. Here it goes, self-propelled mortars. The muzzle speed of the bomb not exceed 360 meters per second. We can literally see with our naked eye how the bomb leaves the muzzle and flies. It takes roughly a minute for the bomb to reach the target. The target is at a distance of about 6,000 meters today. Now we're going to see the crew reload the tulpans. Let's see the operation. The tulpan mortar can fire high explosive bombs out to a distance of over 9.6 kilometers. Today the targets are located at a distance of 6 kilometers, as I said. I guess that on the screen you can see from the drone filmed the impact of the first bombs that were fired. So while we have some time for reloading, the Tulpan 240 mortar systems are the largest caliber self-propelled mortars in Russia, and they can be used for engagement of all types of ground targets, fortifications, dislocation points of manpower, armor and weapon systems, as well as highly protected objects that cannot be destroyed using other types of artillery. Besides standard mortar shells, that are fired today, the 2S4 system employs rocket-propelled rounds with a maximum range of 18,000 meters, but also adopted the Smelchak course-corrected bombs. I think you should be ready for fire for the second time. Let's wait for the moment and try to see the bomb leaving the muzzle. The mortar carries 20 HE bombs and 10 rocket-propelled projectiles. The chassis of the system is armored and provides ballistic protection against armor-piercing bullets of 7.62 mm caliber and shrapnel. It also boasts good mobility with a 520 horsepower turbocharged V-shaped 12-cylinder diesel engine, running gear with 6 road wheels with a sprocket located in front and individual torsion bar suspension. Let's express thanks to the crews of the mortars who demonstrated how professional and experienced they can work. Let's continue with big caliber artillery, and here come the 2S7M Malka modernized 203mm self-propelled guns. Such type of artillery is very powerful and proved to be effective in combat. The 2S7M self-propelled gun is designed to destroy and suppress enemy weapons, destroy field and long-term shelters, engage manpower and equipment in areas of concentration and at positions of deployment. The Malka is a modernized version of the 2S7 Pion or Peony, another flower in Russian self-propelled gun. As part of the Malka project, the chassis underwent greatest modifications. While maintaining the main design features of the Pion chassis, a number of new elements have been introduced, and therefore the mobility of the self-propelled gun has been increased, its operation has been simplified, and its resource has also increased. Now the chassis provide for a mileage of 10,000 kilometers instead of 8,000 kilometers for the basic version. The Malka SPG has an armored hull with spaced membrane welded from sheets of up to 16 meter thickness. The layout of the SPG remained the same, with the front location of the 3-seat control compartment. Then comes the power pack compartment, and the gun crew is at the rear. The new V84 MB-type multi-fuel diesel engine, yielding 840 horsepower, is installed. The new, more powerful engine boosted mobility characteristics of the Malka self-propelled gun, both on highway and off-road, compared to the basic version. The main weapon of the 2S7M self-propelled gun is the 2A44 rifled gun of 203mm caliber. The gun mount received sector-type aiming mechanisms. They ensure firing sectors of 30 degrees in azimuth, while gun elevation angles are up to 60 degrees. The gun is equipped with an advanced loading mechanism. The loading tray now moves in two dimensions and the round is chambered at any elevation angle. There is no need to return the barrel to a predetermined position for reloading, which made it possible to increase the rate of fire to 2.5 rounds per minute. The ammunition load has doubled in the modernized version to 8 rounds. The most important innovation was introduction of automated means of communication and control. The combat vehicle receives data from a senior battery officer in an automatic mode. The data obtained are displayed on digital screens installed at the workplaces of the commander and gunner of the self-propelled gun. In the modernized model, the crew has been reduced from 7 to 6 people. Standard time for deployment and preparation for combat work has been reduced by 30% to about 6 minutes. So now we see that it only takes 6 minutes for deploy the vehicle. I think that this experienced crew makes it even faster today. The Malka 2S7M self-propelled gun can fire standard 203mm high explosive rounds with a total weight of 110 kilos out to a distance of 37.5 kilometers, but also rocket-assisted HEF projectiles that weigh 103 kgs and have a maximum range of 47 kilometers. Obviously, we're not going to show the firing of this system today. And now when the Malka self-propelled guns are leaving, here comes the next system, and it is taking the stage is the Iskander short-range ballistic missile system. The Iskander is designed to effectively distract high-value pinpoint and area targets in the tactical depth of the enemy. It is capable of handling missions in all theaters of operation in any weather, any season, day and night, with a high probability of combat mission accomplishment in conditions when the enemy actively uses traditional and precision-guided weapons, missile defense and air defense systems. To operate this system, no launch inside preparation, no service support, as well as no launch weather support are required. The Iskander is a system that incorporates different elements. The launching vehicle with 2 missiles is present here today and is going to show us the deployment process. But the system also includes transporter loading vehicles, command and control facilities, maintenance and repair equipment as well. The Iskander boasts several advantages that give it a significant competitive edge. First of all, it is high firepower of a missile attack, as there are 2 missiles on 1 launcher, and they can fire a salvo of 2 missiles against 1 target to make sure it destroys it, or against 2 different targets. So right now the missiles are starting to appear from its traveling positions, from its traveling containers, and while they are being erected one after another, it becomes evident that these 2 vehicles are of different systems. The one on the left is the Iskander E, where E means expert version. The system to your right is Iskander-K, featuring cruise missiles. All the features and specs provided today are about the Iskander-E only, because we are Rosaboran expert and market these type of ballistic missile systems. Another advantage of the Iskander ballistic missile system includes a wide list of targets that can be engaged. It is very wide because of the capabilities of the missiles, numerous various warheads that are employed, high accuracy and reliability of the missiles, as well as the ability of the missile to overcome hostile missile defenses. Also, introduction of command and control automation facilitates timely and covered delivery of missile strikes, which is also augmented by the fact that the missiles are staying in the traveling position while the firing data is being prepared. So the vehicle can look perfectly ordinary and peaceful, but be preparing for the combat mission. Another advantage of the system is its high mobility, both tactical and strategic. The maneuverability of the launcher is exceptional due to all-terrain cross-country chassis, and strategically the system can be transported by all means of transport. Not the least is good growth potential of the missile system, which may include upgrade opportunities of warheads, improvements to firing accuracy, and others. The missile used is solid propellant, single stage, guided throughout the entire flight path with an inertial airborne control system with an integral warhead that is not separated in flight. As for penetrating anti-missile defenses of the enemy, the capabilities of the Iskander-E missiles are outstanding due to the following: intense maneuvering during the boost stage, low-altitude missile flight trajectory, the apogee of the missile is only 50 kilometers, low radar contrast achieved by using special composite materials, and also intense maneuvering on the terminal stage. According to Western classification, the Iskander-E is rather called a quasi-ballistic missile system and not a truly ballistic because of the low trajectory of the missile and possibility of intense maneuvering. To widen the capabilities of target engagement, there are 10 types of warheads developed for the Iskander-E missiles, 5 types of cluster warheads and 5 types of unitary warheads. Just to name them. Types of missiles with cluster warheads include non-contact fuse fragmentation, impact action fragmentation, shape charge fragmentation, fuel-air explosive, and warheads with self-homing submunitions. Types of missiles with unitary warheads are high explosive fragmentation, HEF with optical seeker, bunker busting penetration, bunker busters with optical seeker, as well as high explosive incendiary. Here is another system that comes on stage, a well-known S-300 air defense missile system. So this is the launcher of the S-300V air defense missile system, the latest modification of the S-300V family offered on export is the NT-4000. The NT-4000 air defense missile system is capable of engaging all types of most challenging targets, including stealth-type aircraft, ballistic and cruise missiles, AWACS aircraft, and loitering ECM aircraft. The maximum engagement range of aerodynamic targets is 380 kilometers, and altitude of engagement is from 25 meters to 33,000 meters. For ballistic targets, the killing envelope is 45 kilometers in range and up to 27 kilometers in altitude. Maximum speed of engaged ballistic targets is 4,800 meters per second. Just imagine being able to intercept a missile so fast. The system includes several vehicles, all produced on tracked chassis featuring great mobility and cross-country capabilities. Namely, launch vehicles, launcher loaders, a command post vehicle, 2 radars of circular and sector surveillance, as well as a multi-channel missile guidance station. At the moment, we can see only the launcher that carries two missiles, 9M82ME or 9M82MDE. The two-stage missiles are designed to destroy medium-range ballistic missiles, theater, tactical and aeroballistic missiles, all types of aerodynamic targets, including special-purpose ones like reconnaissance, AWACS, ECM aircraft, that operate at distances of up to 200 kilometers for the 9M82ME missile and up to 380 kilometers for 9M82MDE missile. Maximum speed of the missiles themselves is 2,600 meters per second. We can see the system deploying for action, lowering the launching tubes. The deployment time for both launcher and launcher loader is about 6 minutes. The Anti-4000 ADMS employs also smaller missiles, 9M83ME, that are carried in fours on the launcher. These missiles are two-stage and designed to destroy aerodynamic targets, including low-flying and maneuvering ones with overloads of up to 12 G, as well as aeroballistic and tactical ballistic missiles. They perform efficiently in the environment of active radio countermeasures of the enemy. The maximum speed of the missiles is 1,700 meters per second. The Anti-4000 ADMS's key advantages, besides its outstanding engagement capabilities, are its high mobility and short reaction time, possibility of autonomous operation, but also its great adaptability to existing air defense systems of the customer as a whole system, or possibility of integration of its elements. I really highly recommend you to visit the venue of Almaz Ante at the Patriot Park Exhibition Center, where the complete set of the Anti-4000 ADMS, including missiles and surveillance radars, is displayed. And there you will be able to get more information on the system. Characteristics and performance of all the components of the system are impressive. For example, the circular surveillance radar detects and identifies targets at distances of up to 500 kilometers and altitudes of up to 60 kilometers. It tracks up to 250 targets simultaneously. The sector surveillance radar is an effective solution for timely detection of ballistic missiles and other aerial targets with a radar cross-section of 0.02 square meters, which roughly corresponds to a goose-sized bird, so small. The maximum range of detected targets is 400 kilometers and altitude is 240 kilometers. The radar can detect up to 7 types of targets, and the total number of targets detected simultaneously is 120. This radar, the sector radar, can operate either under control of the command post or autonomously in the given sector. The sector surveillance radar is capable of detecting small-size, high-speed targets, including medium-range ballistic missiles, with a period of 1 to 2 seconds. Such a rate eliminates the possibility of confusing routes in difficult air situations and timely provide the launchers with the necessary data. Moreover, the radar boasts high jamming resistance. In brief, the principle of operation of the system is the following. The command post gets all the information from numerous sources, processes it, classifies targets, assigns priority for engagement and distributes targets. The multi-channel missile guidance station receives target designation data from the command post, carries out a reconnaissance and locks on targets fully automatically or with a man in the loop. Then the target designation data is transmitted to the launchers. The launchers calculate the boundaries of the engagement zone for the assigned targets, prepare missiles for launch, issue flight missions for surface-to-air missiles, activate and turn antennas of the illumination stations. After the missile is launched, At the flight control stage, the launcher generates radio correction commands. A few seconds before impact, the illumination station of the launcher activates, together with the missile seeker. At the terminal stage, the radio fuse activates and rolls the missile in such a manner so as to ensure the directed flow of fragments after explosion of the warhead. Such a directed flow detonation increases lethality of the warhead by almost 6 times. When the warhead is detonated, a mixture of lightweight and heavy fragments is formed. Lightweight fragments are effective at engaging aerodynamic targets, while heavier ones can initiate detonation of the ballistic missile warhead. While the S-300V launcher is returning to the traveling position, I would like to draw your attention to the next episode. It is going to take place in the field at the distance of about 400 meters to the left of the firing lines. Here you can see a black square, and I think the cameras will show you it on display. And the episode demonstrates operation of the new explosive reactive armor developed by Research Institute of Steel, or NII Stali in Russian, for protection of lightly armored vehicles like IFVs and APCs, but can also be installed on heavier armor like tanks. The specialists have prepared an anti-tank grenade launcher. They're going to fire an RPG-7 round, namely PG-7VS, so a standard explosive anti-tank round. The target is 30 meters farther in the field and represents an imitation of an armored hull protected by a container with a 4S-24 ERA element. So now, yes, on the screens, I guess you can see the imitation of a tank hull with protection, with ERA protection, and an RPG. Let's watch its operation. Well, it's a bit smoky. Oh, great. So the task is fulfilled. We can see how efficiently the ERA stops the shaped charged warheads of an anti-tank weapons. This new 4S24 ERA protection consists of 4 different types of containers designed specifically for the side and frontal projections as well as the turret. Depending on the type, the container weight varies from 19 to 53 kgs. The total weight of the add-on ERA kit is 4,200 kilos. This is the replay, all right, from another camera. The total kit covers up to 70% of the turret and up to 62% of the sides. The 4S24 ERA provides protection against anti-tank grenades with the armor penetration of up to 500 millimeters of steel. Moreover, these new elements feature better fireworthiness and do not detonate or burn upon heat of armor-piercing incendiary cartridges of 7.62, 12.7 and 14.5 millimeter calibers, but also armor-piercing rounds of 23 and 30 millimeter calibers. The ERA can also cope with fragments of the exploded 125 millimeter HEF rounds or when exposed to the inflammable mixtures. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, this was the last episode of the demonstration for today. Rosaboron Expert would like to express our appreciation to the Russian Ministry of Defense and military industrial companies for this demonstration, for their help, for the material they offered. Thanks to everybody who attended this event. To get more information about all the material present and other equipment of the Russian production, we invite you to Rosaboron Expert Pavilion at the Patriot Park. Thank you once again and enjoy your stay at the Army 2022 International Military Technical Forum.